in Chapter 2, we work on descriptive statistics. This is describing our data once we have collected it. So, for example, if we were in the classroom, I might collect data as far as how far students drive to school. So, if we have 20 students in the class, and we want to know what is the distance that students drive to school. So my sample is my students in the classroom, and the population is all students at Rhodes State College. So if we go around the room and I'm going to input the distance that students drive to school, I can use my calculator. So I want to begin in some of these videos, examples, showing you how to use the calculator. So what I tell most of my students, this class is statistics, and I love statistics. So my favorite button is the Stat button. So if you go to the Stat button, there's several menu items that we're going to utilize. The first one, which is Edit, is where we input the data into the calculator. Calc is where we're going to use some calculations, and Tests is when we get into inferential statistics around chapters 7 and 8. So let's begin with Edit. So you can select one or just hit Enter, and it should bring up some blank lists. Now some of you may have data in these lists. The easiest way to clear it out is to arrow up and hit the Clear button. Now don't hit the Delete button, it will delete your column. Hit the Clear and then Enter, and it will clear out your list. So let's put our data in. Let's say we go around the room and we have 20 students that tell us how far they live from school. For example, let's say the first student lives 11 miles. I would type in 11 and hit Enter. Next student is 7 miles. I type in 7 and hit Enter. And we continue with that until we have all 20 students entered into the calculator. So I'm just going to go ahead and randomly put in this data. Now, obviously, this is random. Okay, so when I calculate my frequency table, we need to look at finding the class width. So, how do I calculate the class width? I take the largest data value minus the smallest data value and divide by the number of classes I want. So let's say I want 5 classes. Now most of the problems in the textbook and in WebAssign are going to tell you how many classes. But to easily see the largest and smallest data value, there's a few things I can do on the calculator. So to get out of my list, I do second quit. Now I'm going to, if I put the data in order, it makes it much easier to see the largest and smallest and largest data value. So I go to Stat, and you'll see here you have the option to sort. A is sort ascending and sort D is descending. So let's choose number 2, sort A. Then I need to tell it which list. Now if you remember, I was in L1. And if you look above the 1, 2, and 3 key, you'll see L1, L2, and L3. So to get L1, because it's in blue, I hit the second button, L1, hit Enter, it will tell me done. When I go back in, do Stat, Enter, you will see your list. And we can see my smallest data value is 4. And if I arrow up to data value number 20, I will see my largest data value is 4. So I take the largest data value minus the smallest, and I obtain 36 divided by 5, which is 7.2. Remember, when you're calculating the class width, always round up. So my class width is equal to 8. Now we're ready to do our frequency table.